Hello, welcome to EPG Pashala Spanish. My name is Nabil Ansari and I teach Spanish in the Center of Spanish, Portuguese, Italian and Latin American Studies in Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. We're in the paper entitled Spanish Grammar 1. In this module entitled Bueno, Bonito y Barato, you will learn to describe, to identify and quantify people, animals and things. Also, you will learn to value and compare qualities of objects, people and animals. And also you will be valuing outstanding elements in a group. So in a nutshell, this module is all about the adjectives in Spanish language. In every language, there are certain words that are used to describe and specify people, animals and things. These simple words are called adjectives and they are normally associated with qualities and properties. A qualifying adjective, which in Spanish is adjetivo calificativo, is a word that is used to make a noun more vivid by stating the properties of that noun. In other words, an adjective is something that describes the qualities of a noun and adds additional information about the noun. For example, un chico guapo, a handsome boy. So how is the boy? Boy is handsome, guapo. A famous actress, una actriz famosa. So how is the actress? She is famous, so famosa. An interesting book. So here the adjective which is defining or which is explaining about the book is interesting. So un libro interesante. So how is the book? It's interesting, that is interesante. So notice that in these in Spanish the adjectives are placed after the nouns. Always take care of this. Just 2-3 examples that we have seen, like un chico guapo, una actriz famosa y un libro interesante. As you can see that in italics, this handsome, famous, interesting is put. All of these adjectives are put after the noun. So generally adjectives are put after the noun in Spanish, which is not the case in English, because in English this is placed before the noun, like famous actress. So before actress the adjective is put, that is famous. In Spanish, adjectives change according to a noun's gender and number. Means they become either masculine or feminine adjectives depending on whether the object we are describing is feminine or masculine in gender. They also change according to number. For instance, if the noun is a singular entity, which means if the noun is singular, we'll have singular adjectives, and if the noun is plural, we will have plural adjectives. So first let's see how we form the feminine adjective from the masculine adjectives, which is the basic form. So most adjectives in Spanish ends with O in the masculine form, and they are made feminine by removing this O and adding an A to them. For example, handsome is guapo, lazy is vago, beautiful is bonito, and dirty is sucio. So this guapo, vago, bonito and sucio, all of these are ending in O, which shows that these adjectives are masculine in nature. In order to make the same adjective in feminine, we simply remove O and add A. For example, guapo becomes guapa, vago becomes vaga, bonito becomes bonita, and sucio becomes sucia. So as you have seen that from masculine to feminine, if you want to make an adjective, just remove this O from the adjective and add A to all those adjectives which ends with O. In the video, in this module, we are going to give you few examples of the adjectives. There are numerous examples in the e-text from where you can practice. Because of the limitation of the time, we are just going to explain the relevant points with few examples. Now, for example, Ramon es guapo. Let's use the adjective guapo with the masculine, which is Ramon. Ramon is the male, so Ramon es guapo. But if it's a female, like Maria, so Maria es guapa. So guapo will change into a, which is guapa if it's a female. Same way, mi hermano es vago, means my brother is lazy, and mi hermana es vaga. Vaga again because it is mi hermana, which is the female, which means my sister. So if you want to say my sister is lazy, it will be mi hermana es vaga. El colegio es bonito, meaning the school is beautiful. And la ciudad es bonita, meaning the city is beautiful. Bonito here because the noun el colegio is masculine, and bonita in the second sentence because the city, the noun here is feminine. Same way, el parque es sucio, the park is dirty, and la habitación es sucia, the room is dirty. Now, there are some adjectives which does not end in with O, but they end with N, S, or R in the masculine form, and they have to be we have to add A for the feminine form. In this category, we have some very remarkable endings like on, which changes into ona, an is ana, es becomes esa, or o becomes ora. Let's see these rules in detail. For example, adjectives that end with or, that is or, we make their feminine by adding a to the ending. For example, let's see the masculine forms of these adjectives: trabajador, hablador, acogedor. So trabajador means hardworking. So for feminine we add a, as it is. Trabajador is ending with r. Same way, hablador is talkative, so it becomes habladora for a feminine. And acogedor is warm, used for a place, so it becomes acogedora. So let's see few examples using these adjectives. For example, Ramón es trabajador, pero María es trabajadora, meaning Ramón is hardworking and Maria is hardworking. Ricardo es hablador, Ricardo is talkative, and Silvia is habladora, and that Silvia is talkative. But you pay attention how the adjective for the male as well as for the female is changing from hablador to habladora. Same way, España es un país acogedor, o su casa es acogedora. Now, adjectives that end with on or an are also made feminine by adding a to them. The ending on or ona is commonly used for insults since it means too much. For example, comilón is comilón means big eater, a glutton. So comilón will become comilona for a feminine. Same way, dormilón means sleepyhead, it will become dormilona. And chillón, which means screamer, will become chillona. Let's see some examples using these adjectives. For example, es un chico comilón, meaning he is a glutton. And for a girl, it will be es una chica comilona, means she is a glutton. Mi perro es dormilón, meaning my dog is sleepyhead. Same way, mi perra es dormilona, that is the female dog is sleepyhead. And last, el niño es chillón, or La Niña es chillona. Adjective ending with consonant es becomes feminine by substituting es for esa. This is frequently used with nationalities. For example, Francés, which is masculine, will become francesa, and it means French. Same way, Portuguese will become portuguesa, meaning Portuguese. Examples: Dimitri es un profesor francés, means Dimitri is a French professor, who's male, and Amélie es una profesora francesa, meaning Amélie is a French professor, and obviously the name, as the name suggests, it's a female professor. Same way, João es un niño portugués, that is, João is a Portuguese child or boy, and Juliana es una niña portuguesa, or Juliana is a Portuguese girl. Note that the nationalities are not written with capital letters as in English until and unless it comes at the start of the sentence. So you should remember that nationalities in Spanish are written in small letters. Now, as we have seen how adjectives changes when we make it from masculine to feminine, but there are some adjectives which do not change. That is, let's go to another category of adjectives that never change for masculine or for feminine. They remain the same for both genders. However, the way to decide if they are to be used with a masculine or feminine form is using them with the article el or la. As you know, el is for masculine and la is for feminine. But let's see a list of all those adjectives which does not change. So adjectives ending with e, like grande, amable, agradable, it will not change for masculine and feminine. For example, el español es interesante. So here, interesante, the adjective interesting, is used for el español. But la ciudad es interesante, meaning the city is interesting. So here, interesante remains same even though the noun is in feminine. Same way, el tiempo es agradable, meaning the weather is pleasant, and la casa es agradable, meaning the house is pleasant. So as we have seen, adjectives here like interesante and agradable does not change because they ends with e. Now the second form of adjectives which does not change is the adjectives ending in ista, that is egoísta. So is el egoísta or la egoísta or egoísta, which means selfish. So the adjectives like egoísta, idealista or socialista, they will not change. And egoísta means selfish, idealista means idealist person, and socialista is socialist. For example, Ramón es egoísta y Rumana es egoísta, meaning Ramón is selfish and Rumana is selfish. Cuba es un país comunista y ella es una líder comunista, meaning Cuba is a communist country and ella es una líder comunista means she is a communist leader. Also, adjectives ending with accented and stressed vowel, normally I with accent and you with accent, do not change either for the feminine or for the masculine form. For example, Hindu, el Hindu or la Hindu. So the Hindu remains same as an adjective. Same way, Israeli, Pakistani or Irani. So all these nationalities that we have seen which ends with I with accent or you with accent does not change. For example, Ram es Hindu y Sonal is Hindu. And same way, Jamal is Pakistani y Hashima is Pakistani. Now adjectives ending with all other consonants different from R or S will also not change. For example, Fasil remains same for both masculine and feminine. Same way, Hoven remains same. So Fasil means easy and Hoven means young. Let's use these adjectives in sentences. For example, el trabajo es fácil, meaning the work is easy. O la tarea es fácil, meaning the task is easy. Same way, Ramón es joven, meaning Ramón is young. Y Maria is joven, meaning Maria is young. And also adjectives which are originally with ends in a, that is with a, does not change. For example, the colors like naranja, roja, as they already end with a, so they will not change. For example, un reloj naranja, meaning an orange watch. Una camisa naranja, meaning an orange shirt. El papel rosa, meaning the pink paper. La flor rosa, meaning the pink flower. Un hombre hipócrita, meaning a hypocrite man. Una mujer hipócrita, meaning a hypocrite woman. So all these words which already ends with a will not change for masculine, or it remains same as it is for both the gender. Now in any language, colors are adjectives. Therefore in Spanish, as I mentioned, colors have to agree in number and gender with the noun that it describes. For example, el bolso es rojo, meaning the bag is red. La libreta es roja, meaning the notebook is red. El móvil es blanco, meaning the mobile is white. La puerta es blanca, meaning the door is white. So as you see here, colors like rojo for masculine is rojo, that is red. Colors like red for masculine is rojo, and for feminine it's roja. Same way white, blanco, and for a feminine it will become blanca. Black, negro, for a feminine noun it will become negra. Same way violet, violeta will so black, negro. For example, el elefante es negro y la mesa es negra. So here it changes into a. So for the English equivalent of all colors, please refer to the e-text. Now to know the color of something, you need to ask in the following manner, that is, de qué color. So all the questions that regarding asking the color of anything, the question will start as de qué color es. So de qué color es la flor, meaning what's the color of the flower, or what color is the flower. Same with de qué color es la silla is what color is the table, and the person can reply according to the color of the object. The nationalities, as we have seen the nationalities in the previous modules, so the nationalities are also adjectives that define a person. Here we see few examples on how to ask and tell the nationality. So we have already seen how to ask for the nationality is de donde eres, where are you from, and the person replies soy de. And also you can ask cuál es tu nacionalidad, meaning what is your nationality, and the person will reply soy and then the name of his nationality. Or we can also ask de donde es, that is a formal one, and de donde es can also be used for the third person singular, meaning for another person. For example, de donde es Paula? Where is Paula from? So these are the questions which we can ask for nationality of any person. Now, as we know, adjectives are used to describe people. So below we will learn how to describe people or things using some adjectives. So adjectives like alto, bajo, gordo, delgado, bueno, malo, simpático y antipático can be used in order to describe in order to describe a person. Now there are adjectives which are also used to describe things. Adjectives like largo, corto, moderno y antiguo. Now while we are talking about describing persons, below are some important words that we have to learn to be able to describe the facial features of someone. For example, la cara, meaning the face, los labios, meaning the lips, la nariz, meaning the nose, el pelo, meaning the hair, los ojos, meaning the eyes, la frente, meaning the broad, las orejas, meaning the ears, and las cejas, meaning the eyebrows. While describing something, we frequently use the verbs ser and tener. For example, we say how this girl is in the following way. So when we are talking about a person, we mean, or we can mean two things, that is the person's physical aspects as well as the person's nature. So we say how is the girl, so we can mean that first how is she appearance wise, and we can also mean that how is she nature wise. So the appearance wise we can say es alta, delgada y guapa, using the verb ser, which means she is tall, slim and beautiful. With the verb tener we can say tiene el pelo corto y la nariz pequeña, meaning she has a short hair and a small nose. Or or talking about her nature, we can say es seria y trabajadora, meaning she is serious and hardworking. Same way, in order to describe someone else, we can ask question like ¿Cómo es el hombre? How is the man? Then we can say es viejo, bajo y gordo. He is old, short and fat. Tiene el pelo blanco y la nariz grande. He has white hair and a big nose. Tiene bigote. He has a mustache. And es amable y gracioso, meaning he is kind and fun. So these were the ways to describe someone by using various adjectives, and only some of the adjectives we have mentioned in the video. For more, you should refer to the e-text. Now adjectives in Spanish match in gender and number with the noun that describes. We have learned how to form the feminine variation of the adjectives. Now let's learn how to make the plural of adjectives. A plural is very easy in Spanish since there are only two ways to build it. The regular way is to add s whenever the singular form ends with a vowel, that is whenever it ends with o or a or e or I and u, and however if the singular words end with a consonant or a stressed vowel, then the plural form is built with es. Now you can see the example. If it's bonito, so the plural will be bonitos, that is we add s. Same way bonita will become bonitas, rojo will become rojos, and roja will become rojas. Alto is altos and alta, altas. So likewise, wherever the adjectives ends with a vowel, you add s to make it plural. Let's see some examples. Las bolsas son rojas, o los chicos son peruanos, o las casas son grandes. María y Julia son comilonas. Nosotros somos catalanas. So, in all these sentences, we have just added s. Now, as we mentioned, for adjectives that end in a consonant like or, or n, or s, or any other consonant, we add es to their ending. It also holds true for adjectives ending with an accented vowel like I or U. For example, trabajador ending with a consonant a, it will be, the plural will be trabajadores. Comilón, comilones. Catalán, catalanes. Example with these, like los empleados son trabajadores, los chicos son catalanes, las bolsas son azules, y Michael y Julia son alemanes. In Spanish, adjectives come after nouns that they are describing. However, there are certain exceptions to this rule. For instance, some highlighted adjectives below can come before the noun as well as after the noun, but their meaning changes accordingly. For example, nuevo. If nuevo comes before a noun, it will mean new. For example, mi nueva pluma, my new pen. But if nuevo comes after a noun, then it means brand new. For example, mi coche nuevo means my brand new car. Same way, viejo, when it comes before noun, it means old, for example, and un viejo amigo, an old friend. But when it means when it comes after noun, then it will mean referring to age as old. For example, un coche viejo, that is an old car. So after having seen how the feminine as well as the plural of adjectives are formed and how they are used in various situations, now we will learn about comparative and superlatives of the adjectives. As the name indicates, comparative adjectives are those which help us to compare between any two or more items, and superlatives are also adjectives that help us to highlight one thing over the rest of the thing in the same category. In English, for example, in order to compare one items, we use more, or as and as, or less in front of the adjective, or er at the end of the adjective. For example, more intelligent, less intelligent, as intelligent as, or less rich, or cheaper or richer, etc. Now the adjective, for example, intelligent, which is inteligente. So in order to compare the inferior quality, so adjective which is intelligent. So if you want to say someone who is less intelligent, that is to compare less, we use menos. So menos inteligente que. For more intelligent, we will use más inteligente que. For as and as, that is as intelligent as, we will use tan como. So for saying something, for comparing something with other, where you want to say less, we use menos. Where we want to say as and as, like as intelligent as, we use tan y como. And where we want to say more, we use más. That we have seen más inteligente que. So following the same rule, if you want to say less handsome, handsome is guapo. If you want to say less handsome, we will say menos guapo. If you want to say as handsome as, we will say tan guapo como. And if you want to say more handsome than, then we will use, or we will say más guapo que. Same way, expensive, less expensive than is menos caro que. As expensive as, it is tan caro como. And more expensive that, which is más caro que. In the case of the superlatives, they are used with the definite article, that is the definite article el, la, los, las, plus más or menos, plus the adjective. Now, no noun is used between the definite article and the comparative adjective, since the object to be compared has been mentioned before. For example, if you want to say she is the most intelligent, then we say ella es la más inteligente. And the same thing, if we want to say she is the least intelligent, we'll say ella es la menos inteligente. Now, for superlatives where the object to be compared is not mentioned beforehand, we use el or la or los or las plus the noun plus más or menos plus the objective. It's confusing, right? So let's see some examples. Now, the examples can be seen in the e-text. Now, although all the adjectives can be compared as per the rule mentioned above, there are some exceptions, like bueno. So if you want to say better, you will not say más bueno, but you will say mejor. And if you want to say best, you will not say más mejor, but you will say el mejor. Same way, malo is bad, worse is peor, and worst is el or la or los or las, peor or peores. Same way, grande is big, older is mayor, and oldest is el mayor. And pequeño is small, so younger will be menor and youngest will be el menor. Thus, in this module, you have learned how to describe, identify, quantify people, animal and things, and also valuing and comparing qualities of objects, place and animals, as well as the comparative and superlative adjectives. In order to learn more, in order to know, in order to practice, and in order to do exercises, kindly refer to the e-text. Thank you.